It was only September, but the weather had started turning cold earlier than usual. I took my time walking home, slowing down to make sure I stepped on all the dried leaves on the sidewalk that were brown, leaving the yellow, orange, and red ones to blow around in the breeze that had come up. The sun was sinking low in the sky, and it was getting cooler by the minute, but that meant there probably wouldn't be many people at the park, and I might even be able to have it all to myself. My jacket would keep me warm enough for a while yet. I loved this time of day. It seemed so much more calm and peaceful when the bright blue and white of the daytime softened into pinks and peaches, sometimes soft reds, and finally a deep blue that was almost black with countless twinkles of light in it. And I could more often be alone. The large park was empty. Although it was next to the sports field of our high school, the football game was out of town this particular Saturday night, and all was quiet. I found my favorite swing and lowered myself into it. Should I see how high I could go? Maybe even jump out of it like I used to do years ago when I half believed that I would fly instead of hitting the ground? Gina said it was a miracle that a sprained wrist was the worst injury I had ever sustained from doing that. It had been a long time since I had tried. Maybe I was too old, but I looked around carefully and, sensing no one near, started swinging. I timed each pass perfectly, pushing harder with my legs to go higher and higher. My eyes focused on the beautiful, muted tones of the clouds in the distance between me and the almost set sun, wondering what it would be like to fly through them. The cool wind blew my long hair behind me, and I felt as though it were offering to lift me up in the air. I closed my eyes and imagined that if I could just get a little bit higher and let go at precisely the right instant. "You aren't really going to jump, are you?" inquired a male voice. I froze and started to panic. Who was that? How did he get so close? I always knew when there was someone around. I could always sense it. Why not now? This had never happened before. What was wrong with me? But then there was something about the voice. Something stirred deep inside me. Something on the edge of memory. Something familiar and safe. Something comfortable and warm. This hadn't happened before either. Someone trying to push through the haze, trying to be heard, trying to be seen. I let the swing come to a stop and sat there, eyes still closed, straining within myself to see and hear. What was it? Who was it? "Are you all right?" I took a deep breath and let it out slowly, then opened my eyes to see that the sun was now entirely gone, leaving in its wake the faintest wisps of light and color just above the horizon. Maybe this hint of a good memory would fade too, and the positive feelings that came with it. But since they came with the voice, maybe they would stay as long as the voice did, as long as he did. If I spoke, would they go away? Would he? I replied quietly, "Yes, I'm fine, just enjoying the sunset." Were the good feelings gone? No, still there. "And the swing, I see. Mind if I join you?" I could have come up with an excuse like I always did, such as I need to get home for dinner or it's getting late, both of which were true, and run away like he had the plague. But this time I didn't want to. This time, this person felt very different, and surprisingly I wanted to stay. So I instead murmured, "No." Then I finally looked at him. The first thing I noticed were the blue eyes, decidedly blue eyes, fringed with brown lashes that matched his eyebrows, but were darker than his longish hair. Those eyes, there was a look in them, a look on his face that didn't belong there, as if he knew me, as if he felt something unique toward me. No one had ever looked at me like that before. No one should be looking at me like that now. I turned away. This made no sense, but then neither did the fact that he was able to sneak up on me, or that he seemed to bring with him a sense of my unremembered past, and in a soothing way, no less. This felt right, being here with him. But maybe it was just me and my imagination. Was he even real? I looked at him again. Oh, yes, he was real. And now that I noticed, he was, well, good looking. Not too handsome. And his eyes were almost hypnotic. His nose was just right for his face. He had a strong jawline, and his lips looked like, all right, that's enough. What was I thinking? I didn't even know him. Or did I?